And you also mentioned astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into that. So how did you discover astrology, and why did that become a thing for you? Because it was tied to your practices, your spiritual practices when you were growing up, right? Is that how did you become interested in astrology, or was it passed down to you from your guru, or how did you get connected with astrology, basically?
Yeah, I was a bit connected because one of my uncle used to do the hand reading. So he's my maternal uncle. So I used to sit down with him as a childhood, discuss with him. So he gave me a small book that time to read over. I read it and I found it very interesting. So from there, I got inclined into hand reading when I did my like into hand reading and all that. So I then saw that it is related to something which is astrology. Then I studied, doing my little bit of study myself about what astrology is. Then I joined few of the courses in India. Then I from there I learned what's astrology. Then I realized, yes, what how does astrology is basically the calculation of your stars. So how they affect you, what are the like benefits and what all. So that is how slowly got into it. Then I started realizing it, questioning myself, that is it true, or like this, is it this astrology is right or wrong. But finally I understood, yes, this is a science, it's just not a myth.
Okay. So astrology in the West, we have our signs. We have Aries and Capricorn, and and so on. And then in China, we have Chinese astrology as well. So you are particularly specialized in Eastern Indian
Yeah, we call it Vedic astrology.
Vedic astrology. Okay. So astrology, I guess, everywhere is based on the day you were born or the date you were born. And with that, you can kind of determine what kind of destiny they have, or you can kind of make predictions on what may happen in their lives. But also, you said that you also do palm reading or hand reading.
That's right.
Okay. Tell me about that a little bit. How does that work?
As I told you, like we have a vital fluid in the body. So the vital fluid makes those lines in our hand.
Sorry, the what?
The vital fluid.
Vital.
Yeah, vital fluid. This is the one which we have in a spinal cord. That is, we call it the fluid which is having all the I would say connection with God. So these lines are not made by the bend of your hand. These lines are made by your karmas. So we have a left hand and a right hand. Right hand, we call it as a karma hand, means what you did. After doing those actions, what the future can be. The left hand is your past or what you were born for. If you just see the child hand, like if it's a newborn child, his left and right hands is having the same lines. There's no change. But as you grow up, you do your karmas, you do your regular what you had been doing, you change your lines. So every line has its meaning. In astrology, we divide the life into different houses, we call it. Similarly, in hand, we have those lines which determines or goes to this specific like if we have heart, we have a line for a heart, we have a line for a head. Then we have different mounts means like we have different mounts given to the different planets, because eventually I would say that earth is being surrounded by all the planets. Every planet is having its influence on earth, so that the force which they are putting on earth is what is coming to us.
You said something very interesting there, that a newborn baby has very similar lines on both the left and the right hand. But then as we grow up and we go through life, the actions we take or the karma that we experience will then start to form the lines in our hands differently.
True.
Okay. Now, when you look at the lines in the hand, what are you able to tell? Like how long they will live, or will they be wealthy? Will they have love, or what are some of the things that you can discover by looking at the lines on their hands?
Like for example, the longevity of life. So we don't tell how long is it, but we just see, for example, is an accident coming or something, we can see that there's influence of some planet which can cause an accident. We tell them, okay, be cautious this period of time. So we relate your hand reading with astrology. So we calculate the time and tell, okay, this is the period of time when you have to be more cautious. Or if you're getting you're getting wealthy, like how you're going to get wealthy, or you may develop some kind of illness. So what precautions you can take, because those things start developing in your hand.
So you can see the lifeline.
Yeah, we have lifeline, fate line, we have sunline. Sunline means fame, headline, heartline, Yulin line. A lot of lines are there in the hand.
Okay. And you have done these for
Yep.
people. So what are some of the reasons why you done these for people? You would say the main reasons why people come to you to do their palm reading?
Some of them came with problems. Some of them came with like to understand what the future is going to be. Some people, they want to start something, so they want to just make sure that are their starts good enough to start with a good time, because in astrology we have times, certain times which is good and which is bad. For example, when you move from your house, there are some periods when you start moving from your house, things may come up, may not come up. So we tell them, okay, this is the right time, you should do this kind of job. Or you're starting the business, you do this business at this time, don't start right now because your stars are not favorable. So life, business, anything, this is all whole of our life is influenced by the superpower, and these planets have those powers in your life. So we explain them, we tell them this planet is having power, and this is, if it's having negative power onto you, whatever you do, this will not to come to success.
Right. Okay. So you can actually give them specific advice on the timing. Maybe somebody's about to take on a business endeavor and they don't feel 100% certain about it. So they would want to come to you and read on the lines on their hands to see if this particular opportunity is the right one for them, or is the timing right, to get answers like that.
Yeah, this is one point. Second thing is like, is your fate good enough to do business? Because are you like, is your fate, or are you like, you having that lines, or in your birth chart, do you have that you can do business? But sometimes you start doing business, but it doesn't flourish and you go back to your job. So we suggest, okay, now you don't have that right now, so wait for 2 months, or wait for this period of time, then you start your business, then it's good. Similarly with the life, marriage, or somebody's having problem in their marriage. So what's the problem, why they're having problems? Is that the influence of the planets, is the medical issues, or whatever, it's the small things we can do. So, and we tell them, okay, you follow these process and your marriage life will better. Plus some people go through the emotional, so we tell them, okay, you're having emotional problems, so this is the reason, because sometimes the planet gives you that effect that you have more emotional problems, like you're not certain, you're not able to make decisions. So astrologers are just like mentors, they help you to take proper decisions.
I see.